Yo, what's up everyone, and welcome back for another video. It's again a Saturday. That means I have another dungeon guide. Basically, I have done another 100 runs of a dungeon, and this time today we are looking at the Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, the Oculus, which is right here behind me. But first things first, as always, let me show you where this dungeon is located. Because you are wanting to go to Northrend, you can obviously take the portal in Stormwind to the Dalaran from the Northrend version Dalaran. And then you just fly down to Boraran Tundra. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly, but this zone down here to the far left. And then you fly out to this little island here. And you can see it's right here with these big, well, beaming pillar here. And then you just fly all the way down here at the bottom or of the, of the bottom. And then there's actually two dungeons here. Down here we have the Nexus, which I've already done. And this one right here is the Oculus, the one we are going to do today. So basically, I'm going to show you guys the route, there's only one way to do it basically. And then I'm going to show you the loot at the very end to see if I have gotten anything of interest from doing this place 100 runs. Yeah, that is the plan. That is what we're going to do as always. So first off, this dungeon is actually quite short. It's not that, well, it's a big dungeon. Well, it's a kind of big dungeon actually. The place is big because you actually get your own flying mount that you usually are going to need to complete the dungeon from one of these caged NPCs here. However, in terms of mobs and density in the dungeon, it's actually not that great. So once you kill the first boss here, you are going to talk to one of these guys here to get your Drake. I already have mine now because I've done it a few times. And then you're basically just going to fly up to one of these, platform. You can either go that way or you can go that way. It doesn't really matter. There's no specific route to do. I just go fly up to this one and then I take a left turn around this circle here. Because basically, you can see up here there's a counter of 8 remaining. So basically, you need to go kill these constructs around the map. Or around these platforms. Because there's 4 on this circle here. And then there's 3 on that platform. And then there's 3 on that platform. To unlock the boss. Or to break the shield of the boss, basically. So yeah, we're just going to do that. And every time you can... Well, you have to use your mount or your dragon that you pick with the first boss. You will also probably pull these guardians here, but don't really bother about them. I mean, you can kill them if you want. They don't give any loot. Yeah, they will disappear once you kill that boss over there, so don't bother paying attention to them. Just fly to these platforms, kill the mobs, and then go to the boss. But other than it's not being that... What? I can't mount up. Okay, let's do that again. There we go. Other than it not being a very long dungeon and not having that many mobs, is a pretty bad dungeon, so to speak, as well. Of course, you can get lucky to get some Wrath of the Lich King items that is worth like a ton or something at least. However, most of the items you're going to get from this place, as you can see, the density of the mobs is not great. So you're not going to get a lot of good stuff. Let's just say it as it is, because this dungeon is actually pretty bad. From now on, I think I have 8 mobs left. I have that platform over there, and then we're gonna fight to this one over here, and that's it. So we got 4 mobs left and a boss, and then the run is over. You can kill the last boss as well, but I don't, because you can't one-shot it. So I kind of don't bother. And also with these platform here, he teleports, as you can see. Make sure you don't mount up too quickly, because if you actually do mount up too quickly, he will, he will then either stay at the platform where you just been and then spawn the mobs on the next one, or you will attack him here and you will have to go back and actually kill him over there. So he box out if you mount up too quickly. So make sure you don't do that. So we're just gonna go down here and kill the last boss, or not. That's not the last boss. The last boss is actually upstairs, up there, but I don't kill him because you can't one-shot him. So I couldn't be bothered to do that. Also, bosses don't really usually give that good loot. Oh my god, I pulled something now. Okay, there we go. So I don't really care about the boss at the end there. Also, you'll have to mount up a few times because you the chest, or yeah, you get a chest from the last boss, which you have to go fly to and loot. So once you're done, you can either just fly all the way down to the orb. I didn't show you that, but that's where you enter the dungeon, you can fly all the way down and you can talk to the orb and you can basically get out there. But I am a druid, so I'm just using my dream walk to get out, and then I use it again to get back to the little island right at the graveyard here. So you just reset it and then you run it again. But yeah, as you probably all been wondering about if there's any good loot, so let me just show you that. Let me just show you that, because this is basically everything that I've left with, and it's not great. You can probably already, well, you probably already noticed all of these down here, which is duplicates. And let me just tell you about this, okay? Because these here, and for most of the Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, there is a couple of blues, either 2 or 3, that is dungeon specific, meaning you can only get it in that specific dungeon. However, they drop very, very often, so they are not actually worth a lot. Even though these say on my server that they are 40k, you're not gonna get 12 items worth 40k in 100 runs. That's just absurd, because I have almost 500,000 here, and if they were actually selling, this dungeon would be the best dungeon in the game. So they are not, it's fake value as I call it. So they're not actually worth 40,000 maybe on my server, but that's because nobody is farming them, nobody's posting them, because they know it won't sell. And the same with the braces here. I got 16 and I got 12 of these, and I got 13 of these belts. What you can do is to keep a couple of them, 2 or 3 from each dungeon, because obviously it's an item that you can farm or you can get in these dungeons, and you can have it on the auction house if anyone would like it and do not want to farm it for themselves, or if they're lazy and just want to collect every item. So you can keep a few, but I wouldn't recommend keeping all of them. So yeah, it's just something that is in most of the Wrath of the Lich King dungeon. There is these dungeon specific ones, which sounds amazing when you say dungeon specific, but they're not worth what, well, they're usually not worth that much. And if they are worth a lot on your server, it's probably fake value and they'll probably never sell. So just to put that out there. Other than that, I got one other blue here, which is a cloak, which is 6.4, and not, well, it's decent, I guess. And then you get a little bit of materials from some of the elemental you get you kill when he teleports. But again, it's nothing amazing. There's 600 gold, there's 300 gold, and that's 2,000 gold, not even 2,000 gold in materials. So nothing to go in here for either. And then that's green. The green is where you then can make a little bit of gold, because some of these greens can actually be worth a little bit. But for me, I have not gotten anything of interest really. I got this polearm here, which is 3.8. Not amazing, but I mean, 3.8, if you can sell for that, I'm taking it. We got a shield, the Icy Kite shield, which is 5k on my server. I got 4 of them. Then we got a cursed staff, excuse me, a cursed staff, which is 5.2, and again, not amazing. And also this one, if you've seen any of my other Wrath of the Lich King dungeons, you've probably been hearing me talking a lot about the recolors of this expansion, because this particular staff, and also with these last few weapons, actually, maybe not the bow, but the last few weapons, there is a lot of recolors. This is actually one of the better looking ones, but there's like a bronze one, there's more of a gray one, there's 3 or 4 or 5 recolors of this particular weapon, and the same with this one and this one. And that goes for every dungeon. You will get most of these items in other dungeons as well, so that's why they're probably not going to sell for that much, if they even do sell. So 5.2 for that one. We got a bleak scythe here for 8.5. I did actually sell one of these in my last cleanout. I'm not sure if it's this particular one with these colors here, but I did actually sell one for I think 11 or 12k, so these can sell. They do sell like occasionally, but I got 2 of them in this one, so that's fine. Then we got the lumbering Boljon. I'm probably not saying that correctly, which is 12.8. So like a decent value for the item, but horrible sell rate, and region sales average is only 800 gold. so they're probably not gonna sell. But I mean, I don't have this item on the auction house, so I'm just gonna put it on there, and that's another item on the auction house that I can potentially sell. And even if it sells for 1k, I'm still selling it, so I'm just keeping it. This one here is a staff as well, vine staff, which is 13.2. I have 5 of these already, so I'm probably just gonna vendor this one because none of the other one have sold, and I have kept them on the auction house for a month now. So I don't want an extra one to just laying around not being sold. So I'm probably gonna vendor this one, but just to show you guys, you can get this particular staff here. 13.2. Then we got a massive recurved bow, which is 25. I do not have this on the auction house, so that's decent. And I actually have been having a little bit of success with selling bows from Wrath of the Lich King, so I'm happy with this particular one because I do not have it. I'm not sure if it sells. I'm not sure how much you're gonna sell for, but in my experience, bows do actually sell from this particular expansion, so I'm definitely keeping that. And then this axe right here, which is pretty cool looking if you ask me, but it's 76,000 gold, so the best item I got, but I don't think that the value on this item is true. I don't think it's gonna sell for that much. Again, it's another those item where there's a lot of recolors. It's probably fake value. It's probably never going to sell. I do already have one on the auction house, which probably been on there for months. But that is just the whole talk about these Wrath of the Lich King dungeons. I have only gotten like 3 epics from all of the dungeons that I've been doing so far, and I have pretty much done every single one of them by now. And for all of the greens you're getting, there's just a bunch of recolors on them. So you can only, like, there's a handful of items, maybe 10, 15 items, that's 2-3 handfuls of good green items in this whole expansion that you can actually make some gold from. But most of these items is just not that great. I mean, I'm so disappointed. When I started this whole thing saying I'm going to do 100 runs of every single Wrath of the Lich King dungeon, I was like, yes, there must be something of interest in these dungeons. But I've actually been very disappointed, and this dungeon is no difference, to be fair. However, we're still gonna click the macro. I'm gonna do it over 2 times, because if you click it now, it's 1.1 million. It's like, oh, that's amazing. It's over 100k an hour. But if we then do this and just vendor most of these items, as I said, I will only keep 2 or 3. I'm just gonna do it with only 2. So let's just sell them off. And then let's check the value, because I know for a fact it's just going to be a lot lower. Let's do it again. Bam. 344,000 gold. Bad. So bad. Yeah, and these are probably not even going to sell. I mean, and definitely not for these prices. So I'm probably not even going to make 100k gold from running this 100 times, which is horrible. But now it's done. I have warned you guys to not go in here and do this place, because it's not that great. And you can focus your time on classic dungeons instead, because they are way better. Some of them are, at least. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you can, yeah, see it. And I've shown you now, you don't make any gold from doing the Oculus, so don't do it. Hopefully you accepting my warning. But yeah, horrible. Like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do. I will be doing more, of course. I have been doing a lot. This is probably my 100th video, if I'm not mistaken. So go check out my channel, see if there's anything you would like, or see if there's anything you like, and leave a comment, a like on those as well. But until next time, see ya.